This is the plaintiff, Joel Diaz. He says the defendant's apartment upstairs has leaked 4 times, causing damage to the ceiling in his place, and he's had it. That's right. The defendant's tenant is negligent. He's tired of having to repair his ceiling on his own time, and is finally dragging the careless defendant to court in an attempt to recoup the $955.33 he's owed. This is the defendant, John Pilla. He says there was no leak in his apartment, no water damage anywhere but inside the walls. And he's sorry, but this is a management problem, not his. Obviously, there's a pipe leaking somewhere. The plaintiff needs to force the owner of the building to fix the pipes. And that's that. End of story. He's accused of being all wet.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant, his upstairs tenant, has a water leak and it's ruining his apartment. But the defendant says it's probably a pipe, and that's the landlord's issue, not his. It's the case of pipe down.
Thank you, Douglas. Joel Diaz, you are suing John Pilla for $955.33 that you want to be reimbursed for damages to your bathroom ceiling that you say are as a result of the unit above that Mr. Pilla owns, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, talk to me. What happened?
So, Your Honor, on November 30th, I saw the damage. They were it's pretty substantial to the ceiling. I have some pictures of the
Ceiling
damage.
where?
In my bathroom.
Let me see.
Thank you.
Do you come home and you notice it?
Yes.
Well, I mean, wow. Did that happen all in one day while you were out?
I'm usually out, and I sometimes don't come home every day. I might be out for like a couple of weeks.
Had you been out a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. So what'd you do?
So the following day, I reported the damage to the management company.
Right.
That was on December 1st.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th, the super came over to my apartment to inspect the damage.
Mm-hmm.
3 days later, December 8th, I was informed that my neighbor in 5E was responsible for the damage.
How do they know?
According to the inspection that they did.
No, but how did they know? Did anybody get a plumber?
Not that I'm aware of.
Nobody gets a plumber. So does your ceiling still look like this?
Yes, it does.
Okay, can I see whatever informs you of that? I want to see like
Sure.
what report they do, who is the management company? Who is that?
SAC Management. It's in the letterhead there.
It has been brought to our attention that there was a leak from your unit to the apartment below. Oh, so this isn't a letter to you. You're Mr. Pilla, and who is Ms. Paulino?
My wife, it's actually Pilla.
Okay, there was a leak from your unit to the apartment below yours. After a careful inspection performed by the super, we have found that there are no plumbing issues. And after a careful inspection we do ourselves, we decide we're not responsible due to negligence. The damages caused to the apartment below yours are in turn your responsibility. How are they proving that it's your responsibility? Did you ever talk to them?
Several times. This actually happened on 3 separate occasions, dating back to 2014. The first incident, his ceiling looked exactly the same.
In the same spot?
This has happened 4 times.
In the same spot?
In the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody hires a plumber since 2014? Do you guys realize how much money's being spent in order to save $200 on a plumber? This is ridiculous.
In 2000,
you know, if you spend a couple of $100 on the plumber and you find out who's responsible, you can get them to pay for the plumber, right? Go ahead.
In 2014, same exact thing happened. I took it upon myself to assess all the damages, and since I'm a carpenter, the management company was claiming that it was my responsibility.
Why? Did they say why?
They said that my tenant left the shower curtain open and water was leaking on the floor, which I felt was impossible because I have water wall tile. Tile goes all the way up.
Yeah, but it can seep through if there's a problem with the grout or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very extensive when it comes to that.
Come on up. Let's discuss your shower habits.
Yes.
So there's been a leak in the same spot 4 times. Does that sound like a pipe problem to you? What do you think?
The landlord should be responsible for that.
If it's a pipe problem?
Yes.
You buying that?
I agree. I think it's the landlord's problem.
You think it's a pipe problem?
I do think it's a pipe problem. I don't think the renter should have to pay for that. I don't know how necessarily he would be able to know that.
To even fix it or spot it going inside the courtroom.
Do you have pictures of the apartment?
Yes.
Okay, and you submitted them into evidence, right?
Yes.
All
And
right.
I filmed the video, so you could even see the water pressure. So
Okay.
even if I did keep the shower open, the water pressure is so low in the apartment that
Oh, you should complain to your landlord.
I did.
Okay, so this is the apartment?
That just shows some of the work that I've done to the apartment. That's not actually.
Wait, who's a designer? Who's a decorator? Man, you're good.
Thank you.
All right, you also took a video, according to you, about the water pressure.
Shower. Runner warnings. There's very low pressure in here, so even if I had this open, it doesn't splash on the floor. As you can see.
You know, listen, by the way, the only guy I know isn't responsible is you.
Right.
Okay, so I am very sympathetic to your plight. But why'd you let the management company off the hook so fast? And especially since, according to you, it happened how many times?
3.
In 2014, in 2015, and in 2016. And is it always in November?
Yeah, right when they turn on the heat.
Except for the first.
The first time was when?
In June, and I actually fixed it in July.
In June, and you actually fixed it in July. And then the second time, who fixes it?
We were on vacation, so it couldn't have been him. So the management company said the roof was leaking, and it went through the sixth floor.
Tell me the crystal ball they have to figure out, like, how do they know whether it's the roof this next time or you know, his bizarre shower habits this time? How do they do this?
Well, after the second time, I was pretty sure that the first time was because of the roof too.
Right.
And I was amazed that I got a call again because I figured it was just the roof again.
Did you ever say to them, hey, how do you know this isn't the roof again? Or did you hire a plumber? Who's saying it's not a plumbing leak? And
They will not call me back.
they won't call you back.
They will not answer my emails either. I have proof of the emails here. Yeah, they will.
Isn't it your own management company too? Like it's the management company for the building?
Well,
how do they get away with, do they have monthly meetings? How do they get away with not answering you?
They just will not respond.
How about you? Have you talked to anybody there?
No,
Not your problem?
I always was just like, it wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
The management company's responsible. Sorry, don't pay him anything. I didn't even want him to repair it the first time because I was like, I knew it wasn't my negligence.
Right.
So why do you have
I set a pattern.
Yeah.
So did you ever talk to the super and say, what up?
Yeah, well, the super actually came. He did a visual inspection. He came into the apartment. He looked around. He was like, "Yeah, I don't see anything." And he's like, "All right, the management company will be in touch." And that was the inspection that they claimed that they did.
Honest to God. You know, here's a problem. When you come to court, you have the burden of proving the case. I've heard nothing other than that the management company doesn't feel like paying because they had their super walk in. As opposed to that, you know, this is a kind of situation where if someone doesn't throw a couple $100 towards a plumber, we're going to have this over and over and over. And you're the one, to be honest with you, if you have a good paying job and you can afford a couple $100, I don't see how you don't just take care of this and hire a plumber. But to me, there is zero evidence that someone left their water, you know, their shower, this crazy theory that they have no evidence of. Just because they have a super walk in and look around and go, I presume that you've looked in, right? Have you peeked in out of curiosity? What's there?
It's not broken the whole way, so I can't see pipes right now.
Oh, that's what it is.
Right.
Okay, so you can't actually see.
Right.
Yeah, what somebody needs to do is cut that big piece off and find out what's going on and get to the bottom of it.
Your Honor, I actually did that in 2014. That's the reason why I took it upon myself. I wanted to see if I could see the pipes.
And?
Somebody built a false ceiling below.
That's what I'm asking, yeah.
Yeah, below the plaster ceiling. So.
But why would somebody do that? That's so weird.
Because probably prior to him actually purchasing, there was probably water damage then also, and somebody wanted to cover it up.
Yeah, but
real
is
quick.
his ceiling in the bathroom substantially lower than a regular ceiling?
It's about 3 inches lower.
But that's literally what you saw? Did you take pictures?
No, I did not.
Look, I'm very sorry, but I really think you should be suing the management company. I don't know that you're going to win that one without getting evidence. You can't just say, you know, I wish you had both of them in front of me.
Your Honor, I've tried to reach out to the management company.
No, I know you need to sue the management company. Right, you need to sue. They pay attention to you when you use the ancient art of I sue. That's when they pay attention, okay? That's when they pay attention. But I have to give you a piece of advice. Before you sue anybody else, you need to get evidence. Telling me, oh, the other guy who doesn't want to pay told me he was responsible. That's not evidence, and that's why you're going to lose this case. But you need to get in there, and you need to get a plumber to cut it out and figure out what's causing the problem. You understand what I'm saying? Just telling me management says it's them is not evidence. Go ahead, what do you want to ask?
I mean, what else can I do?
Here's what else you can do. Hire, I don't know how to make it clearer. You need to get evidence before you sue, or else you're just going to eat it each and every time. So what I suggest you do is hire a plumber to tell you where the leak is coming from, okay, that has caused this issue. That's what you need. You need to determine where the moisture is coming from that is causing your ceiling to cave in. That's what you need to do. And then when a plumber says this is coming from the pipe that leads from here to here, then you can prove it's the management company. And that, or maybe the plumber can say there is no pipe there, so it can't be that, so it has to be the roof or the shower, you know, whatever it is. I don't know what a plumber can say. I know that all you've walked in here with is management company says it's them, so it's them. But there is zero evidence it's them. Zero. So you need to get evidence. And that means you need to spend the money to hire an expert who will tell you where the source of the moisture is coming from. Just because they live on top doesn't mean it's them. My verdict is for the defendants.
Well, the plaintiff got some great advice from the judge, even though he lost the case. As the judge has said, you got to get evidence, so you got to hire a lawyer, then file a lawsuit.
I mean, I'm pretty disappointed with the decision.
Why?
There's nothing I could do about stopping the leak.
Yeah, but you had no evidence to give the judge. You couldn't prove your case.
I mean, I showed the evidence to the management company. There's nothing I could do about a leak coming from
Did you hear what she said?
I did.
Sue them. Sue them, but get evidence first. Hire a plumber. Then go to the management company and sue them. Get them to fix the problem. She was plain as day to you what to do. Great advice. And you seem like you don't understand it.
I don't agree with the decision.
Well, you're going to have this problem for a long time. And I know you don't agree with it, but that's the law, okay? I'm sorry.
All right.
Thank you very much. Mr. Pilla, I mean, this is strange. This is just going to keep happening. That's exactly what he's got to do.
Yeah, I'm still not happy, though, because I really don't want this to continue. His ceiling...
Well, he doesn't either.
His ceiling is my floor, so...
Yeah, it sounds like your management company, and you said yourself, you don't hear from them. They don't communicate.
No, they will not contact me back.
Boy,
no.
You're in a tough spot.
Yeah.
You got to go to war against them. Okay? All right. File a lawsuit.
All right.
Scream.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Harvey, let's see what you have to say about this.
Okay, Doug, in addition to hiring a plumber, it's a good idea to loop the landlord in. It may actually scare the landlord into solving the problem.